besties. Welcome back to another episode of the Girls That Get It podcast with your hosts, Ken and Han, your faves. We're back.
Woo!
It's gonna be a good one. Let's get the sound effect button that does like the clapping.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to replicate them.
Unfortunately, our production is not at that level, but maybe we'll get there one day.
One day, ladies and gentlemen.
What are we doing today, Kenna?
Today we're doing one of our favorite things, and I swear
We were the first.
We put this thing on the map. In case you're living under a rock, there is a card game called We're Not Really Strangers. It went viral back when I was living in New York. And I must say I was following them when they had like 4,000 followers. So
It's true.
it's a really beautiful game and just right up my alley. It's designed to help you get to know someone better. Sometimes it's a stranger, sometimes it's your best friend. But regardless, it's a good kind of icebreaker, getting to know each other questions. And it can honestly get really, really deep.
It can get deep.
And I think today it's going to get extra deep because we are specifically playing. It's called the Own It expansion pack. They did it in collaboration with DVF. I'm not really sure what that is, but that's what the box says. And we like this because not that we know every question in the main pack, but we've done a lot of these. So we wanted to freshen it up for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of just, dive deep here.
I'm kind of scared because,
Me too.
I feel like I'm never prepared to get deep, and then it just kind of happens. But it's been a while
Fight or
since
flight comes in.
Right. But it's been a while since we've done this, so I'm excited. And I guess let's just get to getting. Who should go first? You have all the cards.
I have the cards. I'll ask you first.
Okay. I mean, if it's just a bad one, I trust you to skip it. But don't be skipping if you don't want to answer. You know what I mean?
She always says that. She's like, I think you skip questions. And I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a cheater.
Okay.
This one says, who is a woman in your life that inspires you to be a better person? Why does she come to mind?
That's cute. Okay.
Yeah.
A woman in my life. I want to be original and not just say my mom or something, because I feel like that's the expected answer. Love you, mom. But I'm going to try to come up with a different answer.
Yeah.
Do I have to know them personally? I guess it said in your life.
I mean, if you wanted to do it not in your life, I would let it slide.
I'll do a personal one. I'm going to say my grandma, and I'm choosing my grandma who I actually know the least, and she passed when I was 10 years old, so I don't really, I remember things from when she was alive, but I was never old enough to have a deep crazy connection with her. Obviously I grew up going to her house. She lived in Wilmington, so I saw her a bunch in my childhood. But the reason I'm choosing her is because of all the stories that I've heard about her, and hearing her and my grandpa's story, and how she was when she was young, and how she kind of grew up into the lady and woman that she was when she was an adult. And every time I hear stories about her, whether it's from my grandpa, my dad, my cousin, my great uncle, my aunt, it's always stories about her doing things for others and being selfless. And just being a really good mom and a really good friend and a really good just support system for everybody. And how the other day we were with my whole family for Thanksgiving, and Sam and I were talking about our grandparents, and we were saying, I think everybody was sitting around on their phones, and we were like, this is lame, why is everybody on their phones?
Yeah.
And he was like, if this was 15 years ago when grandma was here, she would have made some craft for everybody to do, and
totally,
she would be suggesting all these fun things to help us bond. And she was just always that person that was always trying to do things for others and make it a good time. So I would say her for those reasons.
That's really cute. I definitely had not heard much about her. And to your point, I think there's something so special about that generation that I think we could all look to for guidance and inspiration.
Definitely.
Oh, cutie.
Yay. Don't you skip. It's my turn to ask, but she has the card. Or it's her turn to answer, but...
It says, what lesson in love took you the longest to learn?
Ooh. What lesson
sucks.
in love took you the longest to learn, Kenna?
Well, I still feel like I'm learning a lot about love. I do not consider myself an expert in that category at all. I think it's that love looks different to everyone, and then it also looks different at different phases of your life. I think growing up, it's very easy to paint a picture of like the fairy tale, a movie. Like, love sometimes is ugly, and honestly, sometimes love isn't enough, to be quite honest. But to bring it full circle, I think I'm still learning those lessons, so I'm not going to count those. The one I definitely have learned is that it's most important to like love yourself. If you are not utterly obsessed, like in love, like I am so in love with myself right now. It's
She
like,
said I'm obsessed.
I am, and it's probably unhealthy, but it's made me so confident in who I am, and it's at a place where if I found someone that I wanted to like give to, I'd be willing to, maybe. But it's just like, if you don't love yourself, why would anyone else? And love
That's
first
true.
starts internally. So that's
so true.
the lesson that took me the longest, because I think when I was younger, I would try to force things a lot, or I just thought if I loved someone harder, they would love me more, and that's just not the case.
Yeah, no, that's I feel like one of the harder things for especially young people to realize when they're like dating and like in relationships. So that's a good one.
Totally. This one's good.
Okay.
This one says, Hannah, who do you feel misunderstood by? What do you wish they could come to understand?
Oh, wow. I have an answer right away, but I don't know if I should say it on here.
You should say it.
Oh, shit.
I'll bleep it. Because I'm editing it.
I mean, I can describe the person and you'll know who I'm talking about without me saying any names. Who do I feel most misunderstood by?
Yeah. Secretly tell me, and then I'll tell you if you should or shouldn't.
It's somebody who I can't say. Hold on, I'm gonna text it to you because
okay, I'm waiting. There's someone that comes to mind.
Is it the same person who I'm thinking about?
I haven't got it yet.
I sent it. And I have a
no.
Oh, what were you thinking?
The person before her.
Oh. Yeah. I could see that. The person who I'm talking about, I'll just say this.
Got it. I think you should say it in a roundabout way, yeah.
I'm going to. The person who I'm talking about now is somebody who was one of my good friends. I mean, we just haven't talked much lately, so that's why I'm saying was. I don't have any beef with this person, and I still have love for them. Nothing in particular happened, but, well, that's maybe not necessarily there was no big there was no big falling out or like moment where we like stopped being friends. We just kind of like haven't really caught up much lately, which I get, life is busy, but there's been ups and downs, to say the least. And I think that the reason I would feel most misunderstood by this person is because, of course, there's going to be disagreements and arguments and things that happen in friendships that, like, that's just inevitable. The thing that I think is difficult with this person in particular is I feel like they have a difficult time putting themselves into my shoes, and I feel like a lot of, not blame, but I feel like a lot of the miscommunications could have been resolved if they were to maybe try to see it from my perspective a little bit more, if that makes sense.
There could be some more empathy.
Yeah. And so I guess maybe that's not as much of a misunderstanding and more of like a I don't know the word.
Just wish it was different. Like,
yeah. And I feel like things that they might think about my thoughts or things that they might think about my intentions might not be exactly accurate. And I feel like they stopped caring to try to understand.
yeah.
Which is why I think we've like drifted apart a little bit. So that's unfortunate. But at a certain point, I can't keep like asking. You can only ask so much.
Right.
You know what I mean?
100%. It kind of ties
So-
back to the love thing, even on a friendship level of like, I can't change you. This
Right.
is who you are.
And I can try and try and try and try, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if nothing is being reciprocated, it's like, well, what are you going to do? So
100%.
that's what I think I would say. That damn, I don't like that.
I mean, we've had some two. The first one was kind of a little softer, but the second two have been pretty deep, and that's what I just think this whole
That's
deck
what the whole thing is about.
So you're really getting us raw. We don't edit out really anything typically.
No.
So this is our real time reaction.
And we're not knowing what these questions are. Like, we didn't pick which questions we wanted to answer. Kenna's just picking
I
from
shuffled
the deck.
them actually,
Yeah.
so I didn't see any.
That's good.
Oh, this is a wild card. It says spend 5 minutes in nature. I'm okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, this is what Hannah's asking me.
Mhm.
So, what parts of yourself have you been minimizing that you're ready to finally own?
Oh, that's good. What parts of yourself have you been minimizing that you're ready to own?
I love this question because
That's
I would
great.
say the majority of my childhood and even part of college, I think I show different people different versions of myself, and not in the sense to be like fake or two-faced or anything like that. But I was scared to show my hometown friends like how crazy and loose I go when I'm at the club, or
Yeah.
like how certain things are really passionate to me, or maybe I view things this way but want to paint the picture that I look the opposite. And I do think more and more every day I am just one person all the way around. It's like what you see is what you get, and that's been my whole goal, really since post grad and even kind of my senior year of college. Of like, this is Kenna. She's a great person. She believes in this. She stands up for this. She can have a great time, but also can work her ass off. But in particular, I really have just been trying to get better about not minimizing the time I need alone. As I'm like meeting new people, making new friends, connections, whatever it is, one of the first things I've been starting to tell them is like, I love doing fun things. I'm a big activities person. I want to be out and about, but I do need time to myself at home to recharge.
Mhm.
And that to me, I'm now trying to take as like an activity. Like, sorry, I do have plans with myself to sit at home and do nothing.
Busy. What are you doing? You're
Right.
at home. Exactly. That's my plan.
Right. But I have noticed, specifically here with working, like I will book myself out every day after work plus on the weekends. And I'm like, when are you doing stuff for you? When are you just like taking a step back and recharging? Because
True.
I would let it build up and then I'd have a whole weekend where I do nothing. And I'm like, I don't need a whole weekend where I do nothing. I just need to like build in my days to recharge.
Mm-hmm.
So that is that I'm a closeted introvert.
That's crazy. Yeah.
You know?
That's good. I mean, yeah. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good to acknowledge and like make the changes to like do what you want to do.
And just that I'm kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
I think like my closest friends know that.
Yeah, but not everybody.
Not everyone. Like
No, definitely not.
I'm not trying to say that to be cool, but something that I always respected about Matt and I's friendship. And he was like, yeah, you're weird. And at first I'd be like, I'm not weird. And I was like, I guess there's very certain things I'm very particular on. And I do like, I'm okay being weird.
Mm-hmm. Embrace it.
Yeah.
As you should.
I like artsy things.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
Uh-oh. What? No. What's that face?
You guys, we just keep getting harder and harder hitters.
I'm not ready. Okay,
Get
what?
ready. Okay, this one says, what is the hardest truth you've had to own this past year? What has owning it taught you?
Ow, that kind of hurt. I don't know why I
I
did
was
that.
gonna say you've really got after that one.
Ow. Does that leave a mark? Anyway, what's the hardest truth I've had to learn this past year?
No, you've had to own this past year.
Oh.
You're
Well, what if I
owning.
haven't owned anything?
You better start. That's
I'm
embarrassing.
The hardest truth that I've had to own is that I'm not owning my truths. Just kidding.
I mean, preach,
well,
sister.
maybe. I don't know. Okay. All right.
She's gonna get vulnerable with us, ladies and gentlemen. Sit down.
Grab your popcorn, grab your snack, because we in for a doozy. No, this one's really not that like intense or deep, I guess.
Boo.
I mean, it's like I don't know. You tell me. So I would say, and this is pretty general, but I'll get into like what I mean by it. Is that really nobody's gonna do it but you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just sit there and expect it to happen, it's not going to. And I feel like for a long time, and you know this, since we've literally known each other, I've always said, oh, I don't know what I'm doing with my life, and I don't this, and I don't that, and like, boo-hoo, like, I don't know. I don't know. That's always been like my theme of life. And I kind of would always say that and then just like brush it away and think in my head like, oh, it'll work out one day, which yes it will, but it's not just gonna work out by like a magic like box dropping from the ceiling or from the sky with all of the answers. I actually have to like put in the effort to get there, even though it might be unknown. I'm never gonna get to the known if I don't actually try to like figure it out. And I feel like up until maybe this last year, I have just been like waiting for some like magic answer to come out of thin air, and then I get frustrated when nothing happens and I still don't know. But it's like, ooh, what do you think is going to happen if you're just sitting around and not doing anything about it? And so I think I kind of realized, well, if you want answers, you're going to have to like start doing things to get these answers. And it might not be like a linear timeline with like a perfect smooth sailing trip, but you got to start somewhere. And so that's kind of, I think, something as I'm like getting closer to real life, because I'm like going to be done with grad school next year, and two, just as I'm like realizing and getting older and just like thinking about life and what I want, I'm just kind of like, okay, it's fine to not know, but it's not fine to just sit here and try to wait for something to happen when nothing's going to if you don't do anything. So I would say that.
Oh my gosh, I feel like that's huge for you, because
I think so too.
I've definitely seen that in you the past year, but this is the first time I've heard those words come out of your mouth. And I, as someone that previously was, maybe not in the exact same situation, but in a similar situation, I know there's nothing worse than people being like, what are you going to do? You're going to sit on my couch longer? And so I have tried never to like push you and be like, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Because it's going to change and it's going to ebb and flow. And I love that you're just so down at the moment to just kind of go for it. And it's also okay to not get it right the first time. Like,
exactly.
Most people don't.
Right.
And I even try to remind myself, like, every kind of 10 years is like a new life for me. Or every 5 years, every 3 years, every 4 years. Like, it's a new chapter. So it's okay to, like, put your head down and do what you need to do until you find that answer. Because you're right. Not, like, if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results.
Exactly.
I like it, Han. I like it.
This is my question for Kenna.
Yeah, I don't really get it. It said, how would you describe your relationship with yourself? Oh, with yourself?
Yeah, okay.
In one word.
Ooh, how would you describe your relationship with yourself in one word? That's pretty good.
Great. Just kidding. How would I describe my relationship with myself in one word? It's hard to pick just one.
I know. Maybe 3 words? Or do you just want to stick to the rules and only do one?
I guess just one.
Okay.
Can I say a couple and then like talk through maybe which is the best one?
Sure.
The first one that comes to mind is just that it's been a journey.
Okay.
And it's not really as big of like a discovery kind of journey anymore. I feel like I'm pretty settled, but it's definitely a constant evolution I guess if I had to define it right now, I would say it's pretty healthy. And there's been a time in life where I don't know if my relationship with myself was healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you've seen it in me recently where like I'm fighting like no one's business to protect that.
Yeah. True.
And I think certain people are like, you care too much about like your well-being or the people you keep around you. And I'm like, no, that's what's made it this good. I don't want to go backwards.
Well, yeah. Plus, when you've put in the work you have to get where you are now, it's like, what we're not looking back anymore.
No, and I feel like I'm one in a million with the people that I have surrounding me. And I've had the opportunity this year to show everyone in my life that. And I think they've all been like, whoa, like you're not just talking the talk, like you mean it. Like meeting my friends, seeing the impact they have on me, just seeing the impact they have on them too. Like you and Matt meeting Jenny and Molly and like you've met more like Nicole and I don't know if you met Kira, but just people in my life that really matter and like having a good support system here. People are like, oh shit. If you had it this good, you would feel the way I do. So
exactly.
I guess healthy.
I think that's a good one. I think healthy is a good one.
There's still like one area of myself that I'm working on. Not that I'm not working on it all, but like one that I'm like, you could do a little better, but at least it's healthy.
Do you care to elaborate or no?
What if it's another question later? I gotta save some of my juice.
Table it.
Okay, this is good, Han. When was the last time you felt complete zen? Who were you with? Where were you and what were you doing?
That's crazy. Ooh. Complete zen?
That's not like a feeling I think about a lot.
Me either. That's why I'm like, what?
But there's definitely some core memories for me where I'm like, this is it.
See, when I think of zen, I think of calm.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like the right track?
Yeah, I think of zen as like calm, at peace, like very content.
I think I would say
like just vibing.
I think I would say when I was in Seattle over the summer, there I know, take me back. There were I was there for like a month and I was staying at my uncle's house and there were a lot of moments. I mean, like he took some time off and we hung out a lot, but there were also a lot of moments where he would be gone working, doing his thing, living his life, and I would be doing my thing. And there were a lot of moments where I was like alone, just like doing me. And I would say I remember one time in particular where my uncle has the greatest backyard on planet Earth. It's like it's gorgeous. It has so many beautiful plants. He has a whole garden. He has like this whole like not this whole like sitting area with like this cover and these lights and just like it's beautiful. And the weather was just like perfect when I was there. So what I'm getting at is there were a couple nights where I would just sit out there by myself and just vibe with the lights on and just like sit in silence and just be like alone and just like thinking about
alone
life
with your
and
thoughts,
just
yeah.
So I would say maybe then, because I wasn't really, I don't think I had like too much stress at the moment, so I was just kind of vibing and hanging out and it was a good time. So probably then, or there was another time in Seattle where I was on a sailboat. That was pretty zen.
Oh, but that's right. Pop off, bestie.
I guess the first one was more like impactful.
I kind of like the first one more.
Me too. It's more, the sailboat's predictable. Like
right.
we've heard that before.
Original. The other one seems a little bit more zen too. You were like alone.
Definitely for sure.
Vibing. Okay. Why do I keep getting the stupid relationship ones?
Oh no.
It knows.
What is it? This is my question for her. Or not my question, but you know.
Yeah, this is what she's asking me. It says, who in your life do you want to build a deeper relationship with?
Sheesh.
Really too close.
Share with the class. Ooh.
You know I'm in a tough spot right now.
Ooh. I do.
Can I say myself? No, that's cheap.
Nope.
I am going to say, in the vein of a conversation we were talking about earlier, my grandmother.
Aw.
I only have one living grandparent, like, that's still alive.
Right.
And she is turning 90 in January. And
Wow.
kind of what I was saying earlier, there's so much to learn from that generation. And I think our relationship now is fine and great, but I don't want to look back and think I wish I knew more or wish I was around more. And there is a point here where I'm definitely going to try to go home a little bit more, at least twice a year, just to say hi and be with her. And
Mm-hmm.
with her, it's really just spending time. Like, there's not a whole lot she wants to get out and do, even though she could. She just kind of wants to be at home, talk, watch the news, watch Jeopardy, watch Wheel of Fortune, do a couple puzzles. Yeah. She loves the puzzles, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get sponsored by the puzzle brand she likes, so I
That
can
she
give her,
likes.
like, endless puzzles. So
Lifetime supply of puzzles.
White Mountain Puzzle, if you're listening, please let me know. Like, come on, she deserves it. She has the most puzzles I know.
She's your most loyal customer.
She is. She is, please. So yeah, I just want to say, like, I truly knew her as a person, not just as my grandma. Like, I want to know her life. And there's, like, things she'll drop randomly that she won't even talk about with my mom, who's her daughter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, I should dig a little deeper here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also things she tells me that I sometimes think she won't, like, come out and say to my parents because she doesn't want to bother them. And it's not bothering them. It's just like, say the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. I feel like it's really easy to like let time pass and then realize that, like, oh crap, I, like, all this time passed and I didn't get to spend the time that I, like, should have. So that's a good one.
Yeah. And something I haven't really thought of, like, I've never really asked her, or when her husband was alive, things about my mom.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I should ask.
Yeah. That's good.
Okay. I'm glad this one's yours.
Why are you giggling? I don't like that.
It says, what question have you avoided asking someone? What question have you avoided asking yourself? Miss Thing. You guys, these are really hard hitters.
Yeah, what
We're
the
only
hell?
30 minutes in, so
what are
I'm
we
like,
doing?
when are we done?
What question have I, like, avoided asking someone else and then myself?
Yeah, they could be different.
Someone else. Oh shit.
Okay.
I cannot say that on here.
Oh, please.
I don't think they listen, but if they did,
Is it about the same subject as earlier?
It's a lot more personal. It's a lot more.
You always do sprinkling the little information, but not sharing with the class. Come on.
Ooh, that's real. Okay, let me just say this. Oh fuck! If they
Guys, I have no idea what she's referring to, who she's referring to.
all I'm gonna say is
There's a
that
couple things that come to mind, but I just don't want to assume.
let me think for like 2 more seconds before I, like, out myself here. Question I've been avoiding asking someone else.
As long as you tell me after, you can say whatever you want.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll tell you. Okay, I'll do the safe one, and then I'll tell you the one where I, like, my jaw hit the floor. It's still about the person I was talking about earlier.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think it's really something I've been avoiding asking because I don't really want to or, like, need to. But I kind of just want to be like, what happened? Like,
Yeah.
where is the disconnect?
Right.
Are
Are these your thoughts, or are these influenced by something
did I
that's
miss
happened?
something? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Which maybe I would ask those questions if the opportunity presented itself. But I'm also at a point where I'm like, I don't need answers necessarily, and I don't really know that they will help in any way.
No, for the audience, to give a little subtext. Hannah and this person she's referring to. Like she said earlier, no beef, no falling out. But if someone were to have beef or walk away, it would be Hannah, not the other person. And it's been the other person.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's where these questions, feelings, statements have come from. So she'd ask that person, what the fuck, what happened?
Yeah, I'd probably just be like, what? Like, explain. I don't know. I don't get, like, I'm lost.
I think she's just lost in the sauce. If I'm
You
not
lost. Oh, yeah, she is. I'm nervous
or
for
he,
what's...
or he.
I'm nervous for what's going to happen, like, if...
Oh, that's
You
going to be
know.
my question.
Then I'll
Are
see.
you...
Then,
are
by
you-
then...
Do I get an invite? I would love to go.
Well,
I'm probably not. You would.
That... Okay, well, that... But I mean, if the opposite happens, then is this going to happen?
You know it would.
And
Tail
if it
between the
does,
legs.
and if
I'm so sorry.
that's what I'm saying. Then
Please forgive me.
Then what do I do? That's
hit
a that's
hit
a
a
bridge.
mother down low.
That's a bridge we got to cross if and when we ever get there.
Why do I low-key think it won't happen?
I hope. I don't know what I hope. It probably
Actually,
wouldn't.
You're like, I hope it.
I don't know.
We'll
I don't
listen and
know.
laugh regardless.
True, that's facts for sure. Let's see. And then the second part of that was something I've been avoiding asking myself.
Oh yeah.
I guess the like main one is like, what do you want? Like, what is like what do you
What's
want
next? Yeah.
for your life? But I feel like now I'm kind of like, I'm not really avoiding that anymore. But that would be the big one that I would say is like the most recent.
It's been avoided in the past.
Yeah.
I
So
know.
I'll just go with
I
that.
like both those answers.
That's crazy.
Both those answers. Don't forget your other one.
Oh,
I'm setting that one aside so I
Okay.
remember to ask you.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's kind of lame, but I'll let you, since it's your question to me, you can veto. It says,
Okay.
what is your X factor? Permission to brag.
X factor. Oh, like
Yeah.
what about you is like your...
Right.
That's
It's-
kind of lame, Skip.
If you got it, you got it. And that's really all I have to say.
And I got it. That's my
I
X
do
factor.
got it. Fuck, this one's even worse.
Good.
What still feels vulnerable in your life? What does owning it look like for you?
Okay. Good one. What you saw the question. I don't need to repeat it. You can just answer.
You guys, this is scary because for me there's a difference between open and being vulnerable. Like vulnerable makes my eyes water a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I still think it's the idea of truly letting someone in to like 100% all of me. Like I'm thankful that the relationships I've had in life have been pretty good ones and they have allowed me to let my guards down, but I do kind of build that wall back up after they're over. And not that by any means I'm not over the ones that I've had in the past, but I don't, kind of what I was saying earlier about like characteristics of myself I don't show. I don't just let anyone in.
Mm-hmm.
I like to keep myself very reserved, and
You don't just
like
be putting it all out there for everybody.
No, you gotta
Gotta earn it.
save some of the stuff. If you put all your tricks out in the first act, you got nothing left.
Exactly.
So I'm trying to just be in general more authentically like vulnerable myself, like from the get-go with everyone. But then I come to the issue of what I just said of I can't put everything out there. I also can't give them the keys to hurt me. I've been seeing a lot recently about when you're honest about what's happened to you in your past, it kind of gives someone the gateway of like, oh, she let this happen to her in the past. She's okay with it. And it gives them like the key to what hurt you. And I do think there's
scary.
a point to be vulnerable and open eventually, but that doesn't need to be the first thing I say of like, I was hurt by X, Y, and Z in the past, and this is how it hurt me. And then how can I also learn to not be hurt by those things or not put myself in a place to get hurt by them? So
Yeah.
all of that is just centered around love and like letting someone in. There's certain days where I like crave a partner to tell like about my life and someone to see after work or just have like adventures with. But there's other days where I'm like so thankful I can just like kind of curl up and be myself rather than having to come home and either be vulnerable to someone or like truly support someone else in theirs right now.
Yeah.
So I just think I'm building back up to that. And maybe it's just because I'm so genuine. I do take it personally. I do feel emotions. I do care. Like, I'm not going to halfway go through the motions. I can do that, and that's not the problem.
Yeah.
It's like taking it a step further and being like, saying that L word.
Mm,
You know,
that's
I
the
can
one.
do the other parts great. But once we
Mhm.
get to that L word, I'm like, you know, this has been really fun.
Ish gets real. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna, you know,
Nice knowing
I
you.
want to not be. That's vulnerable. Like to drop all my guards and be like, I love byeeeee. I think that's what's still vulnerable for me.
Okay. Wow. That was good. That's deep. Yeah. That's real.
Thanks. Try not to overshare, but
True. I mean, yeah. Right.
clearly an overshare. I feel like you've kind of answered this, but I'll let you choose if you want to answer it or not.
Okay.
It says, what have you become newly aware of within yourself recently?
Mm,
Yeah. I feel like that kind of touches on some of the other ones.
yeah, I agree.
Okay. Ooh. What blame have you been placing on someone else that you can take some accountability for?
Mm.
I'm glad that's yours, not mine.
Shit. Blame on someone else that I could take accountability for. I don't know. Okay, hold on. This is hard.
I know. I feel like I
Dang.
have a better answer for this than you, but I don't want to talk about it.
I think you do too. Why can't you answer for me? Can I phone a friend? Can I get a celeb shot?
I mean, I'll
Celeb
answer one that's not about like the heavy hitter. At work recently, there's been times that are great, times that aren't. I don't even say aren't as great, but just like it's been in a place where I'm in a new position, I am growing, I'm evolving. There's lots of learning lessons, and there's a lot more up and downs like every single day, week. Like my previous position was pretty like stagnant. Like I always kind of knew what to look forward to, what things were going to be annoying, but I could get through them. Now it's like a roller coaster every day, and I'm like, this is a lot. Like I'm emotionally exhausted some of these days, and I'm providing the feedback of like how we can get better as a team, how individuals could get better. I'm asking for feedback. How can I as an individual get better? And today I kind of like snapped a little bit, and I'm thankful that I work with such great people that will like listen to me and mentor me and give me a new perspective to look at it. But something my mom used to tell me all the time growing up was that I think things are never my fault. And it's because I'm never wrong. But
let's not get it twisted.
I also never want to be the person that just complains.
And can never like realize that maybe you're doing something.
Right. And that's another thing too. Like a lot of times when I go ask for feedback, there's not a whole lot of tangible things that they give me to work on. So I have to like find things or make things up to kind of keep me motivated. But
yeah,
at the same time, when I do fall short, I try to be on top of taking accountability, but maybe just less blaming others and more just willingness to roll with the punches, I guess.
that's good. That's a good one.
I guess.
The only thing I thought of while you were talking is
good.
like
You
kind of answers it, but not really. It's and the reason why I say not really is because the blame isn't on necessarily others. It's more like just blaming external factors and not being like actually like you're the problem. Or not even that I'm the problem, but what I'm referring to is like I'll be like telling myself like, yeah, I'm gonna go like work out X times amount a week and go do this and go do that. But then but then I blame external, not blame, but find external things where like, oh, I actually can't anymore because of this or because of that or because of that. And it's like, really? Or is it just you being like lazy? Like, which one is it?
Right.
Like, yes, life is busy and crazy and things do come up. Not saying that's not the truth, but at the same time, like you make time for what you want to do.
That's a good one.
And so
that's
I would
really
say
good one.
maybe like blaming putting less fault on like life and maybe
Yeah.
taking more responsibility and being like, okay, if I really want to do this, I need to do it, instead of saying
Yeah.
that like all these things are reasons I can't, you know?
Yeah, that's a really, honestly, I can relate. That's a good one.
Yeah, it'd be tough, but we get through it.
100%. Okay. This is my question to you. Your question to me.
Technically, the last one was mine. You just answered first because I
Oh.
couldn't think of anything. So
This one's kind of a weak sauce question anyway. What do you wish you had the courage to do? I know. I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah.
Next. Ooh. I wonder, is this for you or is this for me?
This for you, but
Okay. What door are you most grateful for closing that felt like the end of the world at the time?
wow.
What did it open for you?
Wow. That's great.
So many that I could say truthfully.
Who comes up with these questions? Like, I want to sit in on this brainstorming session.
Yeah, who
That's
heard
crazy.
them? You know?
Yeah.
There's one I really want to say. I just don't think it's appropriate.
Is it what I'm thinking?
Most likely.
Okay. I mean, but who
We're
says
grown
it's not
and-
appropriate?
We're grown and better, you know?
Just because you're speaking on something doesn't mean you're speaking negatively on something.
I would say negative things.
Oh, well, then if it needs to be said, it needs to be said. You say what you want. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of another one.
This episode is brought to you by Anchor. No, I'm just kidding. I wish.
Oh my gosh, that's been so good. There's truthfully every door that is closed, I'm so grateful for.
Don't you say some general ass bullshit. Nah, say that ain't no. I will not let it fly.
I think I'm gonna go back. I hope this motherfucker is listening.
Okay, go for
My very first relationship in high school.
If anybody would be listening, it'd be him.
I know.
Hey, if you're listening, what's up?
Truthfully, I define my life pre that relationship and post that relationship. I have never grown so much as an individual. And I've never learned such valuable lessons than I did at that time in my life. And I was a naive, stupid high schooler thinking I was going to marry this guy.
We've all been
And we've all been there. And it was one of those things too. I think we've talked about it before on the pod. Like, I felt the pressure from like our entire peers at that time to maintain this relationship too, because everyone thought it was so amazing.
No,
and
literally.
that was our at least my identity. I don't think he was viewed as much for me, but I was viewed as his girlfriend.
Let me just pause you really fast and say that I quite literally remember multiple people, including myself, always being like, if they don't last, I don't believe in love. Like, it was like,
yeah,
we were obsessed with y'all, and I don't know why necessarily. Probably not. I don't know.
I mean, and the majority of the time, it was, I would say, something to be obsessed over.
Y'all were the it couple. It was just it at the time. Like, it was just everything.
Which is crazy to see where I'm at now with all of it. Like,
I know.
I will say I'm very thankful that was the good and the bad, my first experience of like love, and really probably my only experience of love. I'd probably give a half in there. But the half sprinkled around.
Right.
You know? And I, by the end, was one of the most unhealthiest versions of myself, and truly remember when it happened. One of the first things he said when he was in the process of breaking up with me was, he's like, you don't see it now, but this is truly the best thing I can do for you.
He was fucking
and
right
boy,
about
was
that.
He right.
He was right about that.
And like, I would have truly based my college decision off of maybe not gone exactly where he wanted or where he was going to go, but I'd at least go closer to be around him, to be near him. I'd probably be married.
Imagine
And,
how
like,
different your life would be right now
Oh
if you.
my god, I would lose out on so much potential.
We honestly, like, there's a chance we might not even be friends.
Oh, 100%. Probably
A
would
high chance.
because that's what, like, I started from ground zero when that ended. I lost everyone that I thought I was friends with because it was really his friends.
Mm-hmm.
People didn't talk to me. People whisper behind my back, and not in a bad way, but just like, oh, poor her, like, blah blah blah. And it's the first time you really start to question feelings and words and the meanings of them. I remember reading something that he had sent to someone that I wasn't supposed to know about, and it was things he had sent to me, and it was like, this means nothing. Everything meant nothing.
It's all a lie.
It's not all a lie, but
Right,
there's a point where
those
you
thoughts
have the epiphany of like, you ain't special, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's replaceable. What's the saying? How do we say
Don't
it?
get too comfortable, sweetheart.
Don't get too comfortable, sweetheart.
That's
and I developed unhealthy habits within the relationship. I had expectations that truly weren't mine, but I felt insecure because of behaviors. It just snowballed into truly me being so unhealthy. Like, I didn't eat, I didn't sleep, I cried more days than not. I remember Colton coming up to me after, and like, he wasn't really involved. He wouldn't really speak up about things, but he was like, I'm just tired of him making you cry, and I'm so happy you're not going to cry anymore. And that fucking really hit because we weren't really close in high school, but I can't imagine hearing his sister cry every night over some stupid boy. At least at the end, it was not good.
Right.
So that's just one. Of course, you're young, dumb, and in love, and
For sure.
happy I went through it. Happy that it ended. So that's the door, and I've been a badass bitch ever since.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
And it really paved the way for me to become an individual, but also more importantly for me to have better expectations and healthier relationships going forward.
For sure.
I don't put up with that shit anymore.
No.
Okay. That felt good. Okay. What have you envied in the past that you can laugh at now?
What have I envied in the past that I can laugh at now?
You listen and laugh.
That means like something like when you
envy,
you like want it, like you wish you had.
Yeah, you're jealous. It makes you a little angry and spiteful.
Jealous of that or envied then, but now I'm like, ha. What would I say?
You're like, look at me now, bitch.
Maybe I don't know. Hold on. Why am I struggling to come up with something? I mean, I gotta have an answer. I got to. This isn't a real answer. I was just gonna say how obsessed I was with your relationship, and now I laugh because
it's over.
Because we see how that worked out.
True.
But that was like 10 years ago, almost at this point. Holy shit!
It was over 10 years.
We're old.
No, it was 10 years.
It was 10 years.
I was thinking about it because Matt and I's snap streak is literally 5 years long, and I'm like, this needs to end. Like, we gotta cut this, bro.
That is
and
ridiculous.
Then I was like, how long have we known each other? And I was like, we're really up there in the double digits.
Oh my god, that is ridiculous. Okay, that's my fake answer. What's a real answer? I don't know. Why am I having difficult? My brain's like turning off. It's starting.
I honestly feel like you're not 100%. Like, you're really not a jealous person.
I don't think. Yeah.
Like, there's a few things that I feel like get under your skin a little bit, but I would say I'm typically more of a jealous person than you.
Yeah, I don't.
I do get envious more so, not jealous, but like,
I mean, maybe like envious of like somebody's relationship or something, and then like realizing it's like not all that it's cracked up to be. So then I'm like, ha, never mind. But like, I can't think of like a specific example, and also that's kind of a bad one for me because I low key always am in a relationship. Not now, I'm not.
She said, I am always taken, so.
But I'm just saying in the past.
I would say, yeah, in the past, I definitely was envious. I was like, how does she always find someone?
Until my last breakup, which at this point was like.
It's been a minute.
May 2022. So like.
She knows the date?
A little while.
2022?
I can never forget. Yes. It was.
No.
Well, you think it was more recent?
No, I think it was 2021.
It was 2022.
So less time has passed than I thought.
Like a year and a half. This coming May will be 2 years since we broke up. Yeah, because literally.
Why did I think it was 2 years?
Nah, because we started dating in 2021 and we dated for a year.
Oh, then maybe. Okay.
It's still been a year and a half, which is like, or a year, May. Yeah, a year and a half, which I feel like by this point in the past, I would have already had another boyfriend.
Yeah.
So.
Next day.
Next day.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
I don't
She
work
does
that
not overlap.
quick. I don't
She
work
doesn't
that
overlap.
quick.
One that come to mind for me, for you, was when I lived in New York a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But it was never like serious. It was just like.
Yeah. I thought about that a second ago, but then I was like, I don't know if that counts because like I don't really laugh now because I still want to live there, and I'm going
But you
to.
could. Let's run this one back here in a little bit, and then we'll see.
When what one back?
Clip this when you're making your announcement that you're living in New York. You know.
Oh, have I not said that already?
But when it actually happens, you know.
Oh, I hear you.
You can't laugh till you get there.
Sam just texted me.
What did he say?
He just randomly texted me.
He said when you moved to New York.
No.
Oh, that'd been fun.
We're not even talking about anything, and he just randomly texted me and said, "Adonis' face just kind of pisses me off." And Adonis is Drake's son. He's 5.
That's hilarious.
Anyway,
Adonis too beautiful. Don't listen to the haters.
Adonis is crazy because Drake has Adonis on some track on his new album, and I can't. Every time that shit comes on,
How old is he? Well, I thought he was little.
He's 4. He's 5. He's 5.
Oh, so he's little.
He's little, and he's on this track.
You think he's getting a cut?
Hell no.
Say, Drake, I want the rights.
And then no,
Someone
it's
educate this man on his
it's
rights
crazy.
to his own music.
I know, right? He needs to. He can't. Nah. He needs to get a check. Anyway, back to the questions. Yeah, so that's my
We
answer.
only have 8 left in this pack.
Oh, shoot. I feel like maybe we do one more. Maybe you do the last one.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it's good, but like.
Okay, this one says, what have you not forgiven that hurts you the most?
Oof.
Dude, straight daggers today. Goodness.
Yeah, they are not playing.
Okay.
No mercy.
What have you not forgiven that hurts the most? Oh, damn.
Yeah, Kenna, what have you not forgiven that hurts the most? I can think of one.
Are you thinking about what I'm thinking of?
Maybe. I'm thinking of something that you probably shouldn't say on here.
I think we're thinking of the same thing.
Probably.
Yeah, that's what came to mind for me too. If we're thinking the same thing.
I can't think of anything else, but
Also,
also
I don't want to forgive that. I don't want to forgive anymore. No more forgiving.
No more forgiveness. You have reached your limit of forgiveness.
Well, I think I'm at a point right now in life where I really don't let things hurt me anymore because I don't want to hurt.
Yeah.
I would just say my past. That's the one that I'm not allowed to talk about. It's the only one.
I know.
That fucking hurts.
I'll let it slide. You can just say.
Do you want me to ask another one? I'll answer something else.
All right, sure.
This one's a wild card. It says write down 3 things you're most grateful for. Oh wait, I don't like that. I'll do this one instead. Okay. How has your definition of success evolved over time? What is your definition of it today? Get specific.
Oh, that's a good one.
I know. I love this one. I have always been the person that do what you love for what you love. That's always been what success is for me. Now it's still in that same vein. But it's more like interpersonal than before. It's like do you go to bed every night like proud of the person you are and proud of the interactions you had that day? Did you have an impact on someone's life today? Because that's successful to me. We can, truthfully, money will come, like fame, success, all those things. I feel like if you put in the work, it will come to some form. It might not be always what you want. I also think there is some level of success associated with being independent to me. Having, and yes, like I've been so fortunate in life to have great parents that help me and support me and boost me up, but getting to a place where it is 100% only Kinacasto, like for everything, not a boyfriend, not a parent, not a spouse, not like anything, but just me, 100% me. I think that is also like so powerful. And this is where like we laugh at the people that claim to be self-made billionaires. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being born into a family and then having your own success if you choose to put in the work.
Right.
Sure, they might have connections, but like everyone has some sort of connections. It's how you choose to use them for
sure.
that. And if did the money come from yourself? Did the idea come from yourself? Is the day-to-day operations yourself? Like, you know, but all in that tied back to like really fueling your fire and having the love to wake up and go to bed every day. I think that's success, because I think more people in this world don't. And
For sure. And even people with millions of dollars
oh yeah,
don't feel that way.
are you independent? Are you contributing to your community and society? And then are you content? Like, I think those are my three.
That's really good.
100%, because
Wow.
you can't be successful just on your, like, I mean, you can be independent, but you can't not contribute to others. Like,
Right.
that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
Whew.
that's really gonna be it. We got through a lot. This is a thick stack. Like,
we did. That was good. Some of those were really good.
Josie.
Damn.
You guys be sure to like and subscribe. Tell us what your favorite question is that we answered in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube, because we would love to know if you thought we had good advice, if you thought we were funny. Love a good feedback sesh. Also comment if you enjoy these types of videos, because we can do more.
For sure.
But again, thank you guys so much for watching, liking, subscribing. Please rate and review. We have been really good about posting recently, so you should join the family and tell all your friends to listen. We want to be in your Spotify Wrap next year, because I just looked at mine and we were number 4 for my podcast. So hell yeah, brother.
Love to see it.
Love the girls that get it. So you can also follow us on all of our social media. She's at HRenZuli and I'm at Kinacasto. And we will see you guys in another episode really soon. Bye.
Bye.